The European Union is preparing to expand military aid to Kyiv and intensify sanctions against Russia and Belarus, according to Politico citing European diplomats. Brussels' top priority is to strengthen support for Ukraine in its fight against Russian aggression so that Ukraine can reach peace through strength, officials in the EU said.
Now we are discussing all the possibilities that would allow us to urgently send a very strong message to the Ukrainians and the world that we stand with Ukraine.
On February 24th, marking the third anniversary of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, the EU foreign ministers are set to unveil a new initiative to increase military support for Ukraine in Brussels. According to Politico, the new plan includes additional arms supplies to Ukraine, including artillery shells, air defense systems, and the training and equipment of entire brigades. The aid package could amount to 20 billion euros.
The amount of European aid, which would include military hardware like artillery shells and missiles as well as cash, could yet rise farther as diplomats continue intensive consultations ahead of a gathering of foreign ministers in Brussels on Monday. From Politico publication.
It is likely that this will be combined contributions from individual EU member states rather than an official EU package due to opposition from Hungary. The aid will be both in cash and in kind, according to Bloomberg. This includes weapon supplies and funding from supporting Ukrainian forces.
The EU has been rushing to come up with plans to support Ukraine, provide the country with security guarantees in the event of a peace agreement with Russia, and ramp up its own defense spending since Trump set the clock ticking on negotiations with Moscow. From Bloomberg agency publication.
According to The Telegraph, the Prime Minister of UK, Keir Starmer, is expected to announce the new military aid package for Ukraine soon. London also plans to impose new sanctions on the aggressor country.
But the new support package for Ukraine risks frustrating the White House. A senior government source defended the approach, saying, "We have always said we want to put Ukraine in the strongest position, whether that's for going into talks or for the continuation of fighting." From the Telegraph publication.
The European Union's position on possible peace negotiations between Ukraine and Russia remains unchanged, EU officials have assured.
It's important that we respect the territorial sovereignty and the independence of Ukraine. It is important that no solution is developed for Ukraine without Ukraine, nor without the European Union. The security of Ukraine is the security of the European Union.
Europe must and can do much more to achieve peace, believes the president of Ukraine. After meeting with the U.S. Special Envoy for Ukraine and Russia, Kit Kellogg, Volodymyr Zelensky held a series of phone calls with the European leaders.
I spoke today with the president of Polish, Andrzej Duda, and we are moving forward on the understanding that our independence, Ukraine's and Poland's, is deeply interconnected. The stronger Ukraine's sovereignty, the safer Poland is. The 20th century proved this. Now we must be together, and I am grateful to Poland for its support. I spoke with the Prime Minister of Croatia, thanking him for defense support and security cooperation. We are doing a lot together with Croatia, and we exchanged views on upcoming steps and events. I also spoke today with the President of the Czech Republic, and we greatly appreciate the principled stance of the Czech Republic. We discussed the situation in Europe and all efforts to bring peace closer.
In the near future, the Prime Minister of the UK and the President of France will travel to Washington to meet with the US President. The main topics will be ending Russia's war against Ukraine and providing security guarantees for Kyiv.
President Macron clearly believes that he can influence the decision-making process in the United States during this moment of crisis, a transatlantic crisis. We haven't seen such a moment in transatlantic history for a very long time. In fact, we've never seen anything like this. There was a crisis moment during the 2003 Iraq War which was quite sharp, but not as intense as this. I think Macron believes he must play a historical role.
Russia's war against Ukraine will be a key topic at the EU Foreign Affairs Council meeting on February 24th. The meeting is expected to announce the 16th package of sanctions against Russia. It was approved by the EU ambassadors on February 19th. Reported by Alexander Zaslavets, Natalia Husak, Volodymyr Stanhelyov, UATV News.
In early February, Ukraine's defense forces shot down a Russian-guided aerial bomb over Zaporizhzhia, according to Yuri Ihnat, head of the communications department of the Air Force Command of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. He noted that this was not the first instance of such a bomb being destroyed. However, the Air Force did not disclose the exact method used. Experts speculate that Ukrainian forces might have employed anti-aircraft artillery for this purpose.
Using anti-aircraft artillery for this task is a pragmatic choice for targeted defense, given its effective range of up to 2.5 kilometers. And it's also about the minimum amount of time there is per target hit. But there are various solutions that can modernize and even automate these anti-aircraft systems and solve the issue of the dependence of accuracy on the skill of the operator. From the publication of Defense Express military portal.
Whether this is the primary approach Ukraine is using against Russian-guided bombs remains to be seen. However, the Ukrainian armed forces have confirmed another technological advancement. In the near future, Ukraine's defense forces will be able to combat enemy drones using Ukrainian-made laser weapons Tri-Zub, according to Vadim Sukharevsky, commander of Unmanned Systems Forces. With this technology, Ukraine has become the fifth country in the world capable of using laser weaponry to destroy aerial targets.
This has enormous potential to change the battlefield. This is my personal vision. I am involved with this project so that with the help of technological solutions, we can effectively shoot down Shaheds, reconnaissance drones of the enemy, and ensure the defense of strategic facilities and our population.
The Savalka VM-8 is just one of over 600 new domestically produced weapon systems codified and approved for use by Ukraine's Ministry of Defense in 2024. Many of these are modifications of existing weapons, but a number represent entirely new developments, particularly in missile technology.
The Palyanitsia missile has entered serial production. The missile drone Peklo has successfully completed its first combat missions. The new Ruta missile is undergoing successful tests. Meanwhile, the long-range Neptune will soon become a terrifying reality for Russian forces. Volodymyr Zelensky, President of Ukraine, at the Boris Payton National Prize ceremony.
During German Chancellor Olaf Scholz's visit to Ukraine in December 2024, Kyiv showcased its latest UAV innovations, including the Shark reconnaissance drone paired with the Ram-2X strike drone. The latter is comparable to the American Switchblade and is designed for targeting frontline enemy positions. This combination, dubbed the Killer Duo, represents a significant advancement in Ukraine's drone warfare capabilities.
It's on fire. 8. Yes.
Before Russia's full-scale invasion, Ukraine had no domestic production of long-range drones. Now, almost daily reports emerge of explosions at strategic sites deep inside Russia. Ukrainian UAVs are reaching record-breaking distances and successfully hitting targets. The Lyuty drone, for example, boasts a range of 1,500 kilometers. Other notable Ukrainian drone models include the Bober, Morok, and Dracaris. One key driver behind Ukraine's rapid development of long-range drones has been the prolonged wait for Western allies to permit strikes on Russian territory using NATO-supplied weapons. It's not only about the USATACMS missiles, but also UK and French SCALP air-launched cruise missiles. Since the summer of 2024, Ukraine has been able to launch these missiles from the US F-16 fighter jets, which have become a crucial component of the country's air defense.
Massive air attack of the occupiers, December 13, 2024, in the sky, almost 200 enemy drones, daggers, ballistics, and 94 air, sea, and land-based cruise missiles. It is cruise missiles that are the main target of the Ukrainian fighter jets. According to the results of objective control, we have 100% confirmation of the fact that for the first time in history, in an anti-aircraft battle, an American F-16 shoots down 6 cruise missiles, 2 of them with an air cannon. And it was a Ukrainian who did it, Yuri Ihnat, head of the communications department of the Air Force Command of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, on Facebook.
Ukraine's air capabilities are also receiving a significant boost with the addition of French Mirage 2000-5 fighter jets. These are fourth-generation multi-role single-engine jet fighters. Additionally, Kyiv is awaiting deliveries of Swedish ASC-890 airborne early warning and control aircraft. Reported by Valeria Nekapilova, UATV News.